Hey everybody, and welcome back. It's your favorite priestess, Priestess Melissa here on Truth Queen Be Told. Yes, it is Fae Christmas Friday, so let's see what the cards have in store for us today. How are you doing? Is everybody enjoying their day? Are you enjoying my little outfit here too? I just thought I'd play around. Any of you that know me well know that I'm always playing. I'm always kind of having fun. And I think that's really important, you know, as you go throughout your day and you're taking care of your responsibilities. We still want to have fun, right? We still want to feel like it's not all serious, and it isn't. It doesn't have to be. You just have to make sure you do the adult stuff too, right? All right, let's do it, guys. Let's see what we got going on today. And thank you for all those who are joining me. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you. Great one. Thank you so much. Honoring you this day, always, every day. Let us call upon you at this time to bring through the messages, and thank you for allowing us to receive them in the way that will help us the most, to touch our hearts and to help us to live ever brighter. Even if we are in the winter time at this time, we can shine brightly at any time in our lives. So it is, so it is, so it is. Yes, awesome. Let's do it. You guys might be busy right now, so no worries. Just come back and look at this later. If I don't shout you out immediately when you're watching, it's only for some reason because I can't see who's on. But as soon as I see you, I do say hello. So just know that if you want to reach out to me quicker, usually I will get the messages if you type the messages in here too while I'm actually speaking live. So really awesome to have you guys here today. Again, happy Friday. How cool that Christmas falls on a weekend, on a Friday, and we all get to have Friday off. Nobody has to go to work. Nobody has to go to school. Yay. It looks like school may be off for a little bit longer too, depending on snow and also depending on all this COVID stuff, right? In any case, make sure that you're making the most. Merry Christmas, Susan. Thanks for being here. So good to see you. How have you been? I hope you're enjoying some time. Whatever you're doing, whether it's with your family, you're playing out in the snow, whatever you may be doing, I hope you're enjoying it. You know, we can take any moment whatsoever, and we can start to feel better within that moment, regardless of what the circumstances are. We are never bound by the past. We are never bound by anything. And as long as we know that in each moment, we can keep moving forward. You love my hair? Oh, thank you. I just did the little ends here, curled it up a little bit, put my little hat on. I got my little sexy Santa Claus, Mrs. Claus hat on, we might say. Yes, so we had to do it a little bougie, of course. We got the little snowflakes going on, and they're flying around in the screen. So, you know, yeah, it's fun to have, again, fun with what you do, you know, and other people, it encourages them too when they see you happy, you know. We give each other hope as we move throughout this life, don't we? So it's important for us to, you know, understand that we're all really seeking the same things, to feel better, to move to a better place. And the more that we can do that for ourselves and help be an example to others who haven't learned how to do that yet, you know, it really helps us all, doesn't it? Beautiful. All right, let's see what the Fae have to say for us. Ooh, that was quick. Midnight Prince. So it was in reverse. What I like about that is I feel like we're coming out of that dark night energy. Again, the more that we focus on our energy, like being brighter, you know, again, we have that ability in every moment to tap into that energy. Stardust energy also came out on the bottom. It's really looking at where we're going moving forward. We've been in this dark place long enough, though. In the Midnight Prince, you see him there. He's getting ready. He wants to get out of that chair and move out and go make some great things happen. The prince is ready to become the king, is what I feel here. And we're tapping into that star energy again, shining brightly. You can imagine like there's a card in here, lots of chills, but that you can imagine like the pixie dust being sprinkled over you, and you can imagine that being filled with all kinds of confidence and sparkle and light, and it actually helps you to shine brighter. It says it helps your hair to look more lustrous and your skin to be more glowing, and just for you to have an overall energetic disposition where people are more drawn to you. Isn't that cool? All right, so the Midnight Prince says ask for what you want and be honest. If you haven't been honest up to this point, which is why that was maybe in reverse, then it is asking you to really look at Merry Christmas, Shawnee. Hi. Oh, thanks so much for everybody who's joining today. Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody out there. And always tap into that, you know, like I was talking about, that childlike spirit, but also give, you know, make sure you're doing the adult things, because we have to do that, right? But it's always okay to throw in a little bit of, you know, fun and doing it in a responsible way, right? That's not making us look like children, but it allows us to be able to enjoy, you know, like all the work that we put in every day, right? So this Midnight Prince, he's deciding exactly what he wants. There may be a lot of choices before you, because 43 adds to a 7 in this card. And so, you know, there may be a lot of things that you're thinking about as far as directions that you want to go in your life. And everything is supporting you, really, if you think about it here. Look at him. He's a prince. Already you're royalty, you know. It's really just about owning that. Thank you. Yes. Every time that, even you, Shawnee, I see that when you put your videos out there and you're positive, and I know that people look at you as well. Of course, we're not feeling that way in all moments, right? But when we put those moments out there for other people to be able to, you know, enjoy and help them to lighten their own spirits, right? That helps us all on the collective level. So that's a small way that we can really help ourselves, you know, when we're feeling good, to, you know, give ourselves that opportunity to pat ourselves on the back or say, hey, you did really good on that. You know, that's okay to do that. And whenever we're feeling good, it's okay to also like show that. And for the people who are receptive, it really does help them. Yes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Makes others smile. So that's what matters the most, for sure. Yeah, it's all about helping each other to feel good. We're all after the same mission here, right? We're all looking for what is that's going to help us to really shine in this lifetime and be who we truly are, right? That stardust energy. So I feel like it's like, start to play around with all of those ideas and really decide on one way that you want to go and commit yourself to that. Really give your time and energy, set out some goals, really decide like some timelines of how long you want things to take to happen and whatnot. And actually something that I thought was fun and cool, and I've seen this in several different programs that I've worked with, but if you take it seriously and you kind of, you know, allow yourself to feel really good about it, you can make these contracts and print out, you know, different, when you accomplish something, get a certificate, right? And then actually get like a nice frame to put it in, you know, to look at and to put it on like your, like for instance, the contract that I made for myself, you know, in regards to my book, it's like I put it in this really nice frame, right? And then I put it in my bathroom because, you know, not everywhere we go all the time, but we're in our bathroom quite a bit, right? Whether we're getting ready in the morning and different things like that. And it's just that reminder, that helpful reminder, like even though it's in the back of your mind, but we may not always give it the attention it really deserves. It's just kind of like a fleeting thought as opposed to really putting our attention to it, right? So by having that on the counter, I'm able to see that and I'm able to start connecting with that future that I want to start moving towards, right? And this is how we can start to make our own dreams come true, right? It starts out as a little bit, right? And then it forms more of a ball and it becomes brighter. So right now it may not be seen by you or by others as this huge thing, but it doesn't mean that it can't be. It just means that we have to put in that time, just like you would like when you're first learning something. Remember when you thought something was so cool and you wanted to learn more about it? Well, now you have that opportunity to share something with other people that could potentially really help them. You know what I mean? That's what I feel anyway. But in any case, this card, again, of the Midnight Prince is asking, what do you want? And be honest. Really move towards what it is that makes your heart feel good, that makes you feel motivated and, you know, want to do more with it kind of thing. You know what I mean? All right. Hey, Lisa, Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Got my little hat on. What you think? I got my little snowflakes and then we got them swirling in the background. Do you guys like when I do all these little effects and then I dress up and put little hats on? Because I feel like I get so much more response that people are more willing to tap in and listen to the message when that lighthearted aspect of things is added to it. Do you agree that people tap into that more? Do you tap into it more? I'm curious to know. So thanks for sharing your thoughts. All right, it says, this prince is a wish granter. He will look right into your eyes and into your heart and see what there is that you want. And then it will come true because he is a wish granter. And so before you see him and meet with him, you must be scrupulously honest with yourself. Examine your heart and your head and form your wishes from the very best that there is. That stardust energy, right? Form it from the very best. Those small little particles that come together to form the whole. Make sure that you're giving quality, you're giving your best to each part of it, right? Examine your heart, not to hide your darkness from him or excuse them, for he has them too and does not find them bad, but he does know that whatever it is that you want has been born out of all that you are. Ooh, that stardust energy once again, right? It's been formed out of all that you are. This is your opportunity to really draw all of this together and shine like that bright star. That's so beautiful. Out of this midnight, this darkness, right? You're ready to come out of the dark. It says, so when you meet him, and this card says you will, know yourself, be who you are, and ask truthfully for what it is that you want. And this brings us to what you will ask for. Knowing what to wish for will be granted. What will you ask to be given? Will you wish to be pain-free, to find new love, to be more abundant? What is it you truly wish for? And know that all the wishes that take you closer to who you truly are the good wishes, and as we humans call them. And all the wishes that take you further away from who you truly are the wishes that can distract you and go wrong, in quotations. So do not wish boldly and bravely, truthfully and honestly, because this fairy prince can see all that you are. The more you know who you are, the more wonderful a wish can be granted. So being aware of all sides of yourself. Yes, it may seem like a little selfish perhaps to ask for what it is that you want, but is it? If it moves you more towards your path. And, you know, so there can be that fine line between deciding what it is that we truly want, you know, and is that something, sometimes it can be a little confusing, like, because it can seem like either way could be a good way to go, but one way is always better. So it's really about deciding what that is for you and being honest about what it is that you truly want in your life. And it's okay to go for those things because it makes you who you are. It helps you to be the most alive in your life. So make sure you're always checking in with yourself, your emotions particularly. And just like that explanation that the one card gave that day of the orange and the orange pill, does it taste like the fruit inside? Is it sweet? Does it make you feel good? Or does it make you feel worse? And does it feel like that bitter rind if you bite into it? And we all have from time to time, right? So how does it feel? And then start to move in that direction and start forming and collecting and making each step, which is those formings and collectings that are coming together, right, to form what it is that you truly want. Now we're going to read what this said in the reverse position, so that's how it came out, and see what it has to say for us, okay? Denying parts of your aspects of yourself, only wishing to see the good parts of who you are, taking an attitude of denial, refusing to own all that you are, all of you, and thus the whole of your beauty and potential. Judging parts of yourself as bad rather than knowing their wisdom. right? So don't judge the things that have happened as bad or allow others to. As long as you're taking those steps in the right direction, that's what matters. You know what I mean? So sometimes you just have to ignore, cut out, distract yourself from those people and even yourself that may try to lead you off course or say you're not good enough, right? Because none of those things, again, bind you or make you who you are. The only thing that makes you who you are is who you choose to be in each moment. And as you move forward and you start to build that energy more towards that way of being, then don't you? And over time, people forget about, as far as it's almost like they don't know who you are anymore because you're nothing like you were in the past. And that's exactly the way that we want them to be able to see us when they look at us, so that those things of the past, not that they didn't help us to get to where we are, but we don't let them define us, you know what I mean? And we don't let them keep us from reaching our ultimate goals in our life. All right, so it says, fear of making a wish and saying, be careful what you wish for, has been ingrained in you. Thus you are in stasis and now activating your life plane, thinking you already know the whole of who you are, and seeking wisdom externally rather than from within. So maybe trusting more in what other people have been telling you up to this point. And now this is asking you to really trust in your own intuition. And sometimes, again, that can seem hard, but if you think about it like the orange and the rind, it can make it a little bit easier perhaps, right? All right, so wanting an external, in quotations, wish to be granted, thinking that will make you happier without looking within and deepening your connection to the great song of life, dismissing this gift of the song as a hardship. Beautiful. What was so interesting, if you guys saw my picture yesterday with the little ballerina girl, it's very interesting because that was called the Dance of Life. And it's a piece of art that, was actually dedicated by a man who, dedicated it to the hospital to keep the art alive, So this is talking about understanding that life is an art. It is a dance. And it does matter, how you dance, And if you're not so good at dancing, then what do? You learn how to dance better. You find out what are the steps that you need to take to move and dance, in a way that you're going to be happy or at least content. It doesn't mean, again, even the happiest people are not overjoyed all the time. It just means that they're okay with how things are, and they know how to make things better if they're not okay with how things are. That's the adult part of us, that's facing those darker parts where maybe we didn't give all that we could have, or we weren't adult enough. Maybe we were too childlike, and we didn't understand that, yes, this is, a dance in the sense of the playfulness of it, but the steps, when we get them more coordinated, we just have so much more fun with it as opposed to just flailing around, right? And that's the same case when you're going through life. You'll have so much more fun with it, and life will feel so much more graceful if you just choose to know that you can simply put your mind and your emotions in the right place, ask for what it is that you want, because essentially you're asking from the universe, right? And you're doing that in every moment anyway, within your mind and your heart. If you're worried about what it is that you're wishing for and for it to be granted, then generally that means because there is an imbalance within your own ability to believe that you can be worthy of receiving those things, just like it said. But this is all about, again, drawing back those parts of ourself and drawing into us that ability to really tap into that, especially at this time, that ability, that star energy. The North Star is just so prevalent, the Bethlehem star, with this whole conjunction on the 21st and the coming together of Jupiter and Saturn and things of that nature, ties into the Christ consciousness energy. So when we think about Christ consciousness, it's the doing unto others as we would have do unto us. It's the, virtues of love, and how do we resonate with those? We have different models that we can use no matter what religion or spirituality practice that we relate to, if it's about moving towards better as opposed to, and moving away from those things that haven't moved you more towards what it is that you want, when we focus more on those, then that's where we're truly going to find our happiness and our North Star, if you will, our true north. We're going to really align in all ways, right? Just like that cross energy, we're going to align in all elements of our being. And that's exactly what we want to do. But where is that? That's in our heart space. Our heart space is what helps guide us. The emotional guidance system, as Abraham Hicks calls it, which I really like that term. Because it does help you to know, like with that sweetness or with the rind, right? Which direction are we moving in? Do we feel better? Do we feel worse? You know, so if we can just keep that in mind as we're moving throughout and making our choices, that really is going to help us to move into this new life and to really trust in, again, the wishes that we're asking for, that we know that they can come true, and we know that they're not going to be tainted or have any of these negative things behind it, because we're clear within our own mind and our heart, right? That's how we really connect with the power of creation and miracles and things of that nature. And that's how we can enact them even more quickly in our own lives, right? That was interesting. That was just an oracle reading. I haven't even done any tarot cards yet. All right, let's get a few cards out though, just to see what's going on here. What do you guys think of that so far? Thanks, Lisa, for sharing that you like that and that resonated. I really feel that way too, even for my own self. There's a lot that I learn whenever I do these messages. I just go with what I'm being told to say and what comes forward, and it makes a lot of sense to me as well whenever I'm hearing what I'm hearing. I even like to go back and listen to my own readings, quite honestly, just because I'm focused on what I'm saying to you in the moment, what's coming through, so I don't always catch everything. But yeah, a lot coming through here saying that, you know, it's been a lot of heartbreak that we've dealt with and things like that in the past, but moving forward, see, because the heartbreak came out here in the past position, moving forward, there's so much though energy that can move us forward and propel us forward in positive ways if we can just learn from those situations, those knives that are in the heart space there. And it's crossing, I mean, like it literally is covering every aspect of the heart, the two crossing in the middle and the one up and down, right? So we have to learn to take these swords, and instead of, you know, constantly having these clouds around us and being hurt by them, and that's what we're connecting to, that 3 energy, right? Like if we're connecting with the Trinity energy, we're connecting more with those sunnier skies, and everything's open for us, and we don't have these blockages within us, but we have to choose to remove them and see them just as lessons. That's it. Just lessons. If we can take the pain away from it and somehow kind of like, it's interesting, but I kind of learned how to do this, but to sort of disassociate or kind of cut off the emotions, if you will, and allow your mind space to just work for a little bit, as far as seeing things from a perspective of maybe where you have done somebody wrong, you know what I mean? And maybe where you lied about something because you were so afraid of how other people would see you or judge you, or things of that nature. And that's exactly what each of us goes through whenever we do something wrong to somebody else. It's just that we're not always able to own up to it, if you will, right? Right? It's hard to own up when you've been less than who you really are. But that, again, does not hold you back from being able to move forward. You can choose with this 8 energy to take the 5 from the lessons that you've learned and use the 3 of this energy to connect with spirit, to move forward in ever more powerful ways. And look, overcome those mountains. I love that. That's beautiful energy. There's been a lot that you've been shown for sure as you've gone into these spaces within yourself. The 4 energy, it's all about, again, that balancing energy. There's those 3 swords as well. The 3 swords, we know what has happened. You know, it's almost like a memorial on the wall or something like that. But down here is always that break in case of emergency. I don't know why I thought of that when I saw that. Break in case of emergency, right? This is your intuition. This is what's always with you, you know, but it's like, it's never going to be anything overpowering. It's going to be there to kind of nag at you, you know what I mean? But spirit never forces us into one way or another. If you have somebody or you feel like you have a force outside of you that's trying to push you, then, you know, that's definitely something you should never connect with. Somebody that's trying to come on too strongly, especially like if that's what this energy is after they've broken your heart kind of situation, but you know better. You're going to sleep on that. You're not going to give that any of your time or energy is what I feel. I mean, that's what's best to do anyway. If you've dealt with a situation like that, that's thrown you off your path. Yeah. Your love is king. I love this. That's what I always see when this comes out. Be the king of your own heart. You know what I mean? Have dominion over your own seas, if you will. When it talks about being the master of your sea, it means the master of your emotions. You don't allow anything to get you to get off the throne kind of thing. And that's exactly what this energy would do here. Not being honest with yourself, you know, or believing in the lies of other people and things of that nature. This is not a happy queen when she is in this space of being in reverse, right? So it's time to stop being or start being honest with yourself is kind of more what I'm feeling here. And again, using your intuition, using your heart, not allowing it to be blocked from these past experiences, because this can make it hard for us to, you know, see things that are happening before us as well. You know what I mean? The introspection of the Four of Swords. Yeah, that was interesting. That just came out with the Four of Swords, but it was almost like, you know, having those three on the wall and the way that it just tied in with that heart space energy. You know, it's like you're taking all of those out. You have them on the wall or whatever as reminders, kind of like that contract in front of me. And it's like you're resolute. It's like, okay, I know what caused this before. I'm not going to go back to that again. I'm going to use that sort of understanding and all the ones before, you know, and go out and find a new truth and see, you know, try a different way, if you will, and see what happens with that. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're absolutely going to be successful, but it does mean that it's another option to try. And guess what? I mean, it's no different from anything else. You may try different things. It's maybe not going to always work the right way the first time or perfectly the first time, but the more that you play with it and hone it, right, the more that it does become perfect. And that's what it takes, is this time. Like when we're putting in to these new projects or we're deciding on a different way to go, it does take those reminders and kind of like making a new plan, making a new schedule for your day. You know, you're starting to do things in a more organized or a different way. And bringing the order out of chaos is truly what's going to bring that balance and that contentedness in your heart and in your life, right? And that's exactly what it is that we're seeking for. And we're going to get a guardian angel message out today just to see what kind of encouragement we have looking forward. But I really like this. It's really about trusting in yourself, right? And knowing that you will be supported. You don't have to keep going the old ways that you have. You can move forward, and in very powerful ways, as soon as you become resolute and you start really tapping into and healing, meaning letting go. Not saying that you forgive in the sense that you forget what's been done. Again, those are used as lessons, right? But we know where to keep those people and people like that, so that we don't end up coming into that energy where we have to do so much healing just to be able to live and do, you know, daily living tasks even. Some people have a hard time with that when they've gone through hard situations sometimes, right? Prayer says, "Dear guardian angel, help me to believe that all is possible through love." Again, that wish, right? All is possible through love. So balance yourself and decide what it is that you truly want, because that's what it said on the card. Be honest. Help me to manifest my dreams and live an inspiring and fulfilling life. you know, not just for others to see, but one that you'll be proud of. That's what that really means when it talks about, you know, making those choices in your life. It's about you being happy within yourself, about the choices that you've made, not just seeking that with someone else, thinking that, you know, getting married to a particular person or having a particular job and things like that is what's going to be your happiness or bring your happiness, because those things can always be taken away, right? That's what they mean by that. And so when you have that contentedness within yourself, understanding that life changes, things happen, but that you ultimately can have some say and direction in how it goes, meaning that all is not lost. It just means that maybe that particular option is just not open to you any longer for whatever reason. But it's okay. And you can give that memorial, if you will, like with the swords on the wall. It's not that those things weren't important and that they didn't mean anything to you, but they have their place, you know, in time and space, and it's not now. So be present is what this is needing for you to do to be able to really move forward, you know. So help me to feel God's presence in every moment. Help me to feel eternally loved. Help me to feel loved. And how do we do that? Self-love. You can give yourself hugs and stuff, you know? Look in the mirror in your own eyes and just pretend you're the lover, you know what I mean? And just tell yourself how much you love yourself and how proud you are. But come from that true heart space. It is all about intent. You know whether you're just doing it for show or whether you really feel that deep inside of you. And it does matter when you connect more mindfully and meaningfully at the same time, right? All right, so help me to feel eternally loved, and thank you for being always by my side. Oneness on the bottom. It says, someone you dearly miss is forever present in your heart. Remember that? Again, it's not that you have to remove them. It's just that you know where their place is in your heart. It doesn't have to continue to cause you so much of a disruption or blockage that you can't move forward in life. Remember, dearest one, that even though there has been a physical parting, and if this is for somebody who has died, but this can also be for someone that you lost, like a lover or something, that you know that there's no opportunity to go back or do that. It is almost like a literal death, you know what I mean? You can still, again, memorialize or give that honor to that time and that space that you shared with that person. And more importantly, if it didn't end up being a good thing, the lessons that you learned that helped you to be so much stronger. And if they haven't helped you to be so much stronger yet, they're trying to help you, so allow it, all right? So it also says creation is eternal, means it keeps going. Change always happens, right? That's a part that we have to accept about being in this time and space and living in these mortal bodies, but with these immortal powers in a sense. We have to learn to use them responsibly and to not connect with those people who maybe aren't using them responsibly, but in essence, to keep our heart clear. Be the tiller, that gardener of your heart and your mind at all times to make sure that what you're thinking and feeling tastes like that sweet inside of the orange and not that bitter rind, right? Nothing is ever truly missing, for all is interconnected and ultimately one. So we're all connected from that energetic perspective, you know, the energy, the essence of who we are. And that is never lost. So just know that no matter what happens, the essence, whether it's in the past, in the present, or it's waiting for you in the future, for you to create, right? What way do you want it to go, or how do you want to act with this new way of moving forward? Learning our lessons and softening so that we can move forward and create even more beautifully in our present and future life. I think that's a great way to go. So draw back those parts of yourself that may have been lost, that stardust energy, so you can shine even brighter as you move forward out of this dark, wintry energy, if you will. I mean, we're in it energetically, but we never have to be in it no matter what time it is. You can be like the eagle and fly above it, fly above the storm, right? It's all in how you choose to hold your energy, and it does make a difference. All right, guys, that was the reading for today. I think it was probably kind of long, but you guys hung in there with me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a Merry Christmas. Enjoy the rest of your day. Of course, I'll be back tomorrow for our soul system messages, and I truly appreciate and honor each one of you. Mwah. Merry Christmas from me if you don't hear it from anybody else, and have a beautiful day. Bye-bye.